Hello.
Hey.
Mark Miller owns a company called Brand Junkie in Harahan. They design and produce promotional marketing products. He wouldn't be surprised if you've never heard of his company, because it was never his plan to own it, sell logoed cups, hats, and coolers, or most importantly, change people's lives. The Bruce Springsteen fanatic moved here from Ohio in 1978 to work in the clothing industry for Kenneth Gordon and Andrew Sports. He also had a side embroidery business in 2005 when Katrina forced his family's evacuation to Houston. His assistant at the time, Stacy Arsenault, also evacuated to Houston. But her story is much different. Her dad died 7 days before the storm. They buried him on Thursday, packed cars to evacuate on Friday, and prayed.
My house, my sister's houses, my mom's house, everybody lost everything.
She lost her house, her husband lost his job.
Her dad, her home, her financial future, gone in 7 days.
So we had to start over because we had nothing. Nobody had an answer because everybody was trying to figure it out.
And this is where Mark Miller, husband and father of 3, changed lives.
I just told her, I said, well, we'll just open up a place here in Houston and you'll run it.
My husband and I were sitting there and we were thinking, oh my God. And my thought was, what? How can this be?
It was the right thing to do. We said, okay, let's just do it. Let's just do it.
Well, Stacy and Mark must have a long personal history, right? No, she had worked for him for only 18 months.
Who does that? Who opens a business just because somebody lost their house?
In November of '05, in a small 2,000 square foot building in Houston, Stacy did, with Mark's company, then called M&S Corporate Outfitters, the original name. It didn't last.
If you call somebody and say, oh, I'm with M&S Corporate Outfitters, it doesn't sound any more boring than that.
So Mark bought more machines and they were off. Now, it doesn't always happen this way, but sometimes a person's selfless act will catch a fortunate break, and Mark did. If you've ever driven around Houston, you'll appreciate it more. You see, Mark only had one significant account there. Location, location, location.
In that gigantic city of Houston where it can take you 4 hours to go from one side to the other. As it turns out, the place that we found is like 2 miles from my largest account. Purely by happenstance, not by plan. It was an automatic success overnight, just because I was there.
Stacy calls New Orleans and Houston home. She has no words to express her feelings towards Mark.
He might say that he did it for him, but in my heart, he did it for me. And I'll never forget that, because I don't know what would have happened to me.
Well, what has happened is that Brand Junkie, that company you might not have heard of, now has 50+ employees between Houston and New Orleans, and growing.